Welcome to another video. In this video, I just wanted to break down a couple of co-op invasions that I had to deal with and show you how exactly I got both people in each. This way I can show you a couple of scenarios that are a little bit different, more aggressive co-op teams and less aggressive co-op teams that have some chaos going around, and how I managed to get both of them. Let's get into the action. As you can see on this one, I've joined in on Dead Drop and there were already sirens blazing, chaos going on. I knew I didn't have to hide so much, so I just decided to run that way. Usually I don't recommend running at all. If there are enough enemies firing, I almost recommend just kind of joining in and becoming one of them. As you can see from here, he becomes a little preoccupied with their targets to aim at, so I just stay patient and wait for him to expose himself. There's so many targets here, it's just manic. There's just chaos everywhere going on, and these guys don't know who to aim at. And this is a moment where you can see me adjust as well, because I tried to get him after he got back up, but I remembered I've got plenty of tools at my disposal. Why not just chuck a grenade over there? Finish him off. Then, the objective just becomes to wait it out and find my moment for the next guy. Here, he just happened to line straight up, and bam. Quick shot. Nothing he can do about it. So this next area, I didn't know where they were, but I saw a lot of blue on the map, which you can see here. This indicates a lot of NPCs that have been undisturbed. If their circle is blue, they haven't been alerted and they're still alive. So I picked this mansion building because it's very densely packed with a lot of blue circles on the map, so that shows that there are a lot of NPCs still around, and I know there's an objective in there that they're going to need to complete. It's a lot more work for them to get into this building than it is for me, so I might as well waltz in there as quickly as I can and take advantage of it first. It also has a lot of floors and a lot of high ground, so in this case I can watch out for them and have good cover in the meantime. I like to set up a couple of little traps here. Also, a quick little tip, if you put a mine up there just after that very top step, you actually can't see it when coming up because the mine is level with the last step. Also, you can see there that I've spotted them, but I tried to move the binoculars before it could tag them. Tagging them tells them that you know where they are, so it's kind of best to try to use the binoculars only to see where they are and not to tag them. In this case in particular, when I know they haven't even done the very starting objectives, patience is key, so just wait it out and you'll find a moment. This time, I ended up setting off some alarm, and I had a quick moment to catch one of them off guard. During all of this, I also heard a couple of silent weapon shots, so I knew the other person was trying to close in on my position. Now that I've already basically taken over this building, there's only so many places that he can come in and get me. The only two ways up here is taking these vines that I've already got covered, or he takes the stairs, which I have already booby-trapped with a mine. And it looks like he chose the mine. Now in this match, I joined in and just about everybody on the map was wiped out. There were almost nobody to blend in with, and I was thinking it was going to be a tricky one. So I had to get creative. This team was also being very aggressive, spamming the invasion phone. A lot of times when you join co-op invasions, you'll notice that one person keeps spamming the invasion phone while the other person goes around and tries to kill the invader while they know their location. A lot of times that can play to your advantage because that leaves only a 1v1 situation at all times. If you get a bit creative with your positioning, you can make that 1v1 situation a whole lot easier. So in this case, they found my location, so I quickly had to get out of there. I knew about the secret tunnel in the back. I figured, hey, that's a less common area to go to. Sure, the library has a lot of little corners you can hide in and different levels you can play with, but in this case, I knew about that little secret tunnel ladder, and I figured that wouldn't be a very common place for somebody to resort to as an exit, so I took that. I could even hear their footsteps closing in at that moment. This also made it really tough on him because if they tag me again and he knows that I went down that ladder, he would have to risk it and try climbing down that ladder. Made him have to either go down it and die or reevaluate his life choice. This also gave me a little bit of time to figure it out. I could hear him running above me because they were being ultra aggressive. One person kept trying to tag me and the other guy just kept sprinting around and tried to get to my location as fast as he could. In this case, this tunnel only had 2 entrances. That's what gave me the advantage in this 1v1. I could hear him being too aggressive, sprinting around the map, and I knew which entrance he was going to choose. If they had been smarter, they would have chosen to both come at me at the same time from two different directions. If that were to happen, I would have just tried to push one with my machine gun, most likely this guy in the stairs that I killed, and then take his position and turn back around for the second. But they stuck to their plan of having one person spamming the invasion telephone and the other person just trying to rush in for the kill. So that gave me that 1v1 I wanted. 1 down, 2 to go. Now I could have stayed there, but then I thought, there might be a chance that now that he knows exactly where I am due to his teammate dying, he might come in with some grenades or explosives and just try to smoke the place out. So I decided to press on and change locations. I very slowly went into the library. Heard the explosion of the grenade, by the way. I knew he was going to do that. And then I just tried to find a different position completely. Now, because he threw that grenade and I knew that he went to those tunnels to try to find me, I decided to take a look at where the nearest invasion phones were and kind of just camp around the area. That way, what he thinks is his advantage now becomes mine. This very far back one is the first one he'd see coming out of the library, and lo and behold, here he comes. So, again being patient, and line up the shot. Money. So again, to recap, just try to play defensively because a lot of co-op duos are going to be overly aggressive. They're going to push in on you and try to keep spamming the invasion phone. That's been the majority of my experience when I've done co-op. Otherwise, take the high ground first, try to take the major objectives, and stay around a lot of NPCs. That way if chaos ensues, you can take advantage of it. I hope this has helped you. These are just some things that I picked up on and that I learned from my experience. If you enjoy these breakdown videos, maybe like and subscribe and I'll keep making more. Also, thanks a lot for the comments on the last video. Keep commenting below so we can carry on the conversation and keep learning from each other. I loved your tips on the last one. See you in the next one.